So let me ask you this, because once again, I've never really been successful in going into the astral realm from an out-of-body experience. When you go into the astral realm, do you feel that you're basically visiting the realm from your spirit vessel, or do you feel that you're going into a presence there that's always there, and you're just basically encompassing that vessel when you're on that realm?
It depends where you're going, really. Some places that you go, I call them places, but really they're not places even, because they can't be places. It's not like the earth and we've got that place there and this place here. Again, it's this problem with words. Sometimes you return to these places and it's a place that you know, and it almost feels like a part of you. It's really difficult to explain. Familiar, a place where you feel at home, or there's other places that you may go that you know they're nothing to do with you. You may have to go there to help somebody, you know, maybe down to the lower levels. Or there's even schools in the astral, and I've often been to OBE school, and lots of other people have described these experiences, and they kind of feel like home. All the people there feel like home. The teacher, it's like you've known him or her for like thousands of years, you know, and it's like they know you so well that you're totally transparent, you know.
Let me get you to be a little bit more specific on that. When you say you've been to a school, I mean, when I usually go into the astral room, I think it's only through dreams. When you bring that up, it reminded me of a dream I had not long ago. When you go into the astral realm, you do it consciously.
Yeah.
I mean, it is your conscious effort to go into the astral realm. So when you say you've gone to a school, I mean, have you, said, oh, I'm you go to school, so let me go into the astral realm and go into my class? I mean, did you just, just decide to walk by a location and said, oh, this is a school, I'm going to see what they're teaching? Or I mean, how did that come about?
Well, what I normally do is I leave it in the hands of my higher self, and I usually say, take me where I need to be. And this is what I say to my higher self. So if my higher self feels that I need to go and help somebody, then I sort of get taken off there. If my higher self thinks I need some education or I need to learn how to focus more, then I'd get taken to an educational facility, diciamo. Well, nearly said it in Italian there, falling back into Italian. But it's not really an educational building. It's my mind's interpretation of the place I went or what I did. For example, during this period, I'm working a lot on mind control, my own mind control, not the mind control of other people. getting this sorted out and focusing more, so I can get up to the mental planes more frequently. And so I left my body, and I had this in mind that I wanted to focus more, and I immediately found myself in a place with a guide. It could have even been my higher self that was guiding me, and my mind's interpretation of what I had to do was like I had a pointed implement, and in front of me were all these little pads of paper with all different pictures on, and they kept changing. And if I have this pointed implement on one picture, another picture the same would come up, and I'd have to move it, and then they'd be constantly changing, so I'd have to do it as quickly as possible, and I'd have to be really focused on what I was doing and this is what I was doing in the astral the other night. So but that was my mind's interpretation of what I was doing. So
I have to ask you, I kind of know the answer to this already, but I have to ask you, when it comes to, I mean, is there a point in trying to be focused, keep your mind focused?
Yeah, there is, because I've experimented with this, and it is the key to get to the higher planes. You have to empty your mind completely of thoughts, with no thoughts in it, and stay focused on not having anything in your mind, no thoughts at all. And the first time I did this and I managed it, it was like I went quickly through a tunnel, and that's when I came out, and I was beyond the astral, and that was when I experienced myself as a universe. So what it is, it's like a tunnel. When you've got thoughts in your head, obviously all these thoughts are being displayed in front of you on the astral planes. Get rid of the thoughts, focus. It's that present moment. Even the present moment in the astral exists. I know time doesn't exist, but that present moment is not actually a moment of time. It's a focal point. And focusing on that present moment with no thoughts, it can take you to places that you can't even describe. That's the point of the focus and the concentration. And even during the day you can practice. Because I know what I'm like. You put your keys down somewhere, you forget where you put them because you weren't conscious when you put them down. So even during the day you can practice being more conscious, more alert, more focused, and that will also reflect when you're in the astral. Last night when I was doing my little OB practice, I'm still a bit tired, so my mind wasn't really tuned in. But the reason I got out was because I was just focusing on a blue light. In the end, I was actually mind awake, body asleep, focusing on this blue light from the stereo. It seemed to attract my attention, and in the end, it was that got me out, because it was just that focal point, and you just like, it's just like you zoom in. It's almost like a zoom. How can I explain it? It's like a zoom. Suddenly, your consciousness goes zoot, and that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what it is. So focusing is the key, it really is, and also it's the key in our lives as well. We need to get focused more, let's face it.
Yeah, a lot of people tend to think, well, it's the reality that you're in. I'm hearing the echo that's throwing me off. It's easy example. When you drive from point A to point B, when you go from when A is like your home and B is like your job, normally that trip is the exact same trip every single day that you take it. You usually don't focus on the trip there. By the time you actually get to point B, you're kind of like, oh, I'm at work. Well, I mean, there's a lot that goes into play. I mean, you drive your car, you hit your brakes, you hit the gas, you make the turn into this lane to pass the car, you may have to slow down so you don't hit another. There's a lot that goes into effect to actually get you from point A to point B. But you don't remember these things. They don't take into play into your mind. The bad thing about that is when, as far as going into the next round, a lot of what you think is created in front of you. Even though you may have a simple plan of going from here to there, if your mind, while you're walking and you're taking in everything that you see, and your mind tends to wonder, like, oh, that bird reminds me of the time when I was a kid, and before you, but your entire area changes, if you're in a forest, that was like the area was you're in. You saw the bird that looked like, I mean, you're off track. You may have wanted to go to a Akashic record, or you may have wanted to go reset to a because that's your higher self said that you should do. You should go to school to learn to be focused. What ends up happening is you get distracted, and unfortunately, your distractions are visually created, and you just go off. You go off that path, and you're doing something completely different.
Yeah, that's so true in the astral. Sometimes if you get distracted, that's it, and the whole OBE can change into just a wasted effort, because everything kind of like blows up in front of you instead of remaining objective. And that's why emotion is not a good thing. Too much fear in the astral is not a good thing. Because you just get it back at you.
Yeah, it's like looking into a mirror and throwing your fears into that mirror, and this basically reflects back. But unfortunately, the reflection that you get back can end up being something that you fear, something that you kind of fear symbolically, or that you attach as something that can possibly harm you. And for a lot of people, usually Christians, because of the dogma, it could be like a demon, but this is more of a created demon,
Yeah.
you know, or for other people that believe in fairies and gnomes and think it could be like a troll that comes after you. It's a matter of being able to really control your emotions, as you said, and for a lot of people that's hard to do. When, you know, happiness, yes, happiness is great, but fear, on the other hand, yeah, that can unfortunately manifest.
Yeah. But also happiness, you can get distracted in your happiness, because sometimes when I'm in the astral, you find yourself at the top of a mountain and there's all this lovely green, lush grass, and you just want to throw yourself off the mountain and fly. And that's what you do sometimes. You can't resist because it's just so nice. And I suppose it's an anti-stress technique, isn't it? Because you wake up feeling good. But it's not that you've done anything constructive, as in, you know, help someone. But even those anti-stress moments, maybe we need those as well, you know.
Now, you know, I everything that I'm saying, it sounds like I have a lot of experience of having a conscious out-of-body experience, but I don't. Really, I rely on the experiences that I've had via my dreams, because I feel that through my dreams, I actually do a lot of astral projection.
Yeah, well, dreams can be an interpretation of an out-of-body experience. It's just you haven't been consciously present. They're the interpretation of it. So there's no reason why someone shouldn't know or have experienced certain things through dreams. You know, I mean,
Right.
When I was a kid, I used to have loads of flying dreams, and they weren't out-of-body experiences. They were just flying dreams. I used to fly a lot, but I never actually remember having a conscious out-of-body experience. Never, not like you. I only started when I was around 35, and I'm 46 now, so it was about 11 years ago I had my first conscious out-of-body experience. But I've always dreamed a lot, and I've always been into lucid dreams as well. I've always had a lot of lucid dreams, and that was what got me out of body in the first place, was the desire to have more lucid dreams. You know, and instead of having a lucid dream, I found myself floating above my body, which was like a bonus, really. So, no, it was good. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to have to go now, Greg. It's nearly dinner time here.
Have fun making dinner.
Oh, so I hope the dogs behave themselves. And enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, Allie. You have a good one.
And you, cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.